Hey guys, how's it going? Igor here, and I am doing another playback video of a painting that I did quite a bit ago. It is the Octo Ninja, and the idea, I don't know, I just kind of spawned an idea of doing an octopus holding some throwing stars, which would just be underwater, sea stars, and I wanted to give them sort of like derpy looking faces, as you'll see soon enough. And the approach for this painting, I didn't actually work in grayscale, which is a little bit different from the norm. I went straight into just blocking in a lot of large colors. I also wanted to use the little smoke I don't know, blowhole that the octopus have, their escape mechanism, when they spray ink. I thought it'd be pretty cool to tie that into the whole ninja design and kind of have the smoke as a way for the octopus to, either escape trouble or sneak up on stuff. I don't know. You can see I'm drawing in the eyes right here, and I gave it a little starfish. I made its eyes like poke different ways. Another thing is I painted this in a square format for all my Instagram followers. So, I do it for you guys, but unfortunately I'm left with these ugly borders, and if I was to zoom in, then we would be missing out on some of the painting itself. Or, yeah, we would be cropping too much. So I can't really do much about that. Now you see me going in, adjusting some of the smoke, adding in a little bit of rim light to, indicate where the top of the clouds are. Just using some of the color of the water right above the octopus. I was experimenting a lot with the eyes and the way the fabric overlays. I tried to make it dynamic, but at the same time, the piece took a lot longer than you're seeing here. I ended up speeding it up quite substantially. The forehead, I ended up fixing because it's still pretty plain. There was a lot of things to work on, and I tend to jump around from place to place, zooming out, looking at the overall picture, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't really work, or that's bugging me. So as you saw, I was experimenting with changing the clouds to a darker color in the front, since the foreground is closest to us. So I gave it more of a clouded look instead of having that visible stroke. Instead, I softened it up and kind of tried to blend it into the rest of the octopus to give it more of, this illusion that it's hard to see through. But the fog right now, it's still going to get adjusted. It's very one-dimensional at this point. I used a very similar color. There's no values within it. So now you see me going in and adding a little bit of lighter strokes, some darker strokes, making the the volume of the smoke a little bit more apparent, I guess. You can really see after I added an even darker color. But overall, I was really happy with the piece. I feel like, maybe I could have done more with the skin texture of the octopus, like the pink part. But I wanted to keep it, more on the cartoony side, and basically it turned out exactly how I wanted. Obviously, with every painting you can make changes, but and I think octopus are really cool. It's one of those creatures that you could play a lot around with the idea and implement all sorts of characters into it. Just because even the regular animal in everyday life is already just so unique, and the way they can squeeze through really tight spaces, and their appearances in general, from different species, and the way that they imitate other sea creatures. I don't know, they're just they're really fascinating, to me at least. Now I'm fixing a little bit of the background, trying to just tie in the rest of the piece. I'm also going to end up adding some little sparks, or not sparks, but pebbles, you know, that you'll see underwater, and there you go.